Welcome. Namaste. Thank you for being and for being here today. I was sharing just before we started the intention for practice, really, this whole week is focusing on the space of our heart. And we are here in these final days of 2020. And at least with the folks I've been talking to, there's a lot stirring up at the end of this year because this year has been a lot. And it has been an upheaval. It's been a change of life as we know it on a day to day level, on our family structures, our social structures, economic, environmental, political, racial, gender, right? Like you name it, we have done it in 2020. And so as we come naturally to the end of the year, there is this looking back at where we have come from. And that is a lot in the space of our heart. And there's mixed emotions, right? Like everything, there's beauty and there's pain, and there's moments of joy from this past year and deep moments of grief and loss. And sometimes it's the painful moments that we feel so intensely, even though we feel joy, but joy feels good to us, right? We feel ecstasy feels good, but it's those tender moments, those really painful moments, and they often leave an imprint on us. And it's when we even think back to it, it's like, oh my gosh, and we can feel it in our heart. It's like we hold it there. Maybe it's in your belly, like the pit of your belly, but we hold it in the memory of our body. And so the beauty of yoga is that as we move into the space of our body where we are working on this dense layer of the body. In yoga, there's five koshas or sheaths. They are the layers of our being that encase our true nature. That's one way to think about it. These sheaths that cover the pure essence of who we are. And there's the layer of the physical body, there's the Annamaya kosha, there's the layer of the pranic body, the pranamaya kosha, the mental body, the manomaya kosha, our intelligence, the vijnana mana kosha. And so all the way to our bliss body, which is the anandamaya kosha. And so when we work in yoga, we are working not just on the physical body, but we are working on these pathways of our breath. We're working on the pathway of the mind. We're working on the path of the heart. And so today we're going to be focusing on opening the space of our heart. And I really invite you to welcome in whatever has been present for you this last year, the grief and the pain, the beauty and the effort, all of it. Let it be here. And it's said that sometimes the illnesses that manifest in us, when we tend to our emotional body, we notice a physical change. And so there is this direct connection, this union, which is yoga, union of our mind, our body, our spirit, our emotions. And so as we come to this end of the year and open up our heart, it's an invitation to honor what's there, to feel it fully, and possibly even let it go, release it. Thank you for the lessons learned. Thank you for the wisdom gained. And I feel it all and I let it go as we enter towards this next year. So that is our seed and our intention. As always, if it, resonates, take it in. And if not, let it wash away. But we are starting on our back in a heart opener if you have that support. So if you have that pillow or a bolster, we're going to stack it underneath our spine. And if you don't have support, you don't need it, right? Like it's energetic anyway. So you are welcome to just lie flat on the earth. But if you do have that support, it's going to come long beneath our spine. And it's your choice. If you would like, maybe the low back is feeling tender, maybe you want to leave your feet on the earth, bend your knees to the sky, and just let the knees fall into one another. You can also take the legs long in a shavasana shape. Or that final option is to bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you need support under the edges of the legs, feel free to take a block, some books, whatever you might have. And then when you land and you arrive, lengthen your tailbone towards the heels. Get a little longer through the low spine. And you might even decide to take a hand to the heart, maybe a hand to the belly here, maybe both hands stack on top of the heart. And there's no right way, there's just your way as you land and arrive. And then as you find these first few breaths, take an inhale through the nose and a sigh out the mouth. And another breath just like that, in through the nose and out the mouth. And allow the layer of your mind to slowly drop down into the space of the chest. And if your hand is over your heart, maybe you feel the soft pulse, the soft beat of your own life. You feel the rise and fall of your breath. The ancient teachings of yoga say that the practice of pranayam, the practice of breath, is to become so intimate with the movement of your breath that it illuminates the true essence of your being. Not the veils, the layers of the ego, of the mind, the layers of pain and suffering, and also the layers of beauty and joy, they fall away. And we get to simply be. And this is why this time of year we light candles, we adorn the tree with light. Maybe you light the menorah, you decorate your house with brilliant light. In all the great traditions, this time of year is honored by light. It's the gathering around fire. And it's burning away of the veils, even a burning away of the year past. And so, as we focus the breath deeper into the space of our heart, into the space of our chest, you might imagine a light here. Maybe this light has a color, maybe a warmth, maybe you even hear a sound or feel a sensation. You allow this light to circle the chest, to fill the space of the heart, even the lungs. Illuminating this inner light of our being. Become so intimate with the breath that the layers of the mind melt away. We can simply be in that light of our highest being. Yoga says when you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. So honoring this breath, honoring this path of your heart, to welcome all that arises as it arises. And that intention to keep this light in our heart, this light in our breath as we move through practice today. And that is layers of emotion, or layers of mind, or even the layers of the body begin to unfurl themselves from this past year. May we come back to this light. May we offer gratitude for the lessons learned and the wisdom gained. Last two breaths here. And together, we'll take a deeper inhale. Sigh it out as you exhale. You have support, take a roll over to one side so you can slide it away. And we'll meet on our backs. Hug your knees gently in towards your chest. And take a little rock side to side. Good. And then begin to circle the knees gently away from you. And then slowly back to the chest. And just moving in one direction as you circle your sacrum along the earth. And continue to draw your breath into the back of the ribs now, into that space between the shoulder blades, and even down into the space of the low back, the sides of your ribs. And then change the direction, circle the opposite way if you haven't already. And do your best to keep the spine long here, and then roll the sacrum along the earth. And that might mean you move a little more slowly, finding a deeper sense of connection and control over the body. And then infusing the practice with breath, with that light to the center of the heart. Take one more here. Beautiful. Knees come right over the hips. Squeeze the knees together. Shins are parallel to the earth. So it's this 90-degree angle in the legs. You're going to change nothing in the legs, just cactus the arms. Elbows out from the shoulders. Let the back of the palms find the earth. Take an inhale. Let your knees float towards the left, but don't change the bend in the legs. And as you exhale, belly draws in, knees come right back over your hips. So keep the shoulders to the earth. As you inhale, take your knees over to the right. Exhale, belly hugs in, knees over the hips. So find your range of motion. We'll take about 3 more each side. So you might only come over an inch or 2 to each side, and only as far as the shoulders stay to the earth. And then you're moving with your breath, so that inhale takes you to the side. Belly hugs in, exhale draws you to center. Thinking about 2 more each side. And so this movement of our body, that sheath and layer of our physical form, that connection to our breath, that pranamaya kosha, and that focus of our mind. What is the narrative you are living, right? What is the story you're living? And so focus your mind on that light of the heart. When you come back to center next time, feet plant to the earth, hip distance apart. And take your arms now, stretch them overhead, back of the hands to the ground. You want to draw your tailbone up towards the sky, a little bridge roll as you inhale, peel yourself all the way off the earth. And as you exhale, roll right back down. 2 more. 4 corners of the feet root. Let the tailbone lift first. It's this union of breath and body. It's this gentle wave, last one, when lifting the pelvis and letting it flood up towards the heart, the light of the heart. Stay here, hips lifted. Lengthen your tailbone towards the heels. Keep reaching through the fingertips. And let the breath infuse the space of the chest, the sides of the ribs. Belly button to the spine, tailbone towards the heels. Another breath. Just sending that energy towards the heart. That Agni fire, that light of transformation here. One more deep, deep breath. Breathe in. Exhale all the way out. Set your sacrum to the earth, knees hug to the chest, and then a gentle rock and roll forward and backward along your spine. Beautiful. Take one more here. And then when you exhale, cross your ankles, Sukhasana, easy pose. Let your knees open wide. Nice big breath in, sweep your arms to the sky. And as you exhale, cactus the arms. Reach the elbows back, lift the head to the sky. Take a breath here. As you exhale, you're going to drop the chin to the chest, round your upper back, sweep the hands forward and in front of you, palms touch. Right, inhale, sit tall, reach to the sky. As you exhale, cactus your arms, bend the elbows. Stay here, inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your upper back, chin to chest, hands reach forward. One more inhale, sit tall. Exhale, arch the upper back, cactus the arms, stay here, breathe in. Exhale, chin to chest, round your upper back, sweep the hands forward. Beautiful, sit tall on the inhale. Wash your hands wide on the exhale. The fingertips press to the earth behind you, and then reach your heart towards the sky. Draw the low belly in, a nice breath in, all the way out. Taking one more here, focus the breath into the chest. All the way out. Good. Sitting tall, let the hands slide over the knees, the shins. We're coming towards hands and knees. And straight to downward facing dog. So separate the hands shoulder distance. Little tuck of your toes, lengthen your legs. And feet are at least hip distance here, maybe as wide as your mat. And as you arrive, feel free to walk out your legs, maybe bend one knee and then the other. And press to the pads of your fingertips. A little more to the pointer finger and the thumb, and then invite the shoulders to roll away from your ears. Beautiful. Another breath in. All the way out. Come forward into plank as you inhale. Knees to the earth. As you exhale, bend your elbows, chest and chin lower. Legs come long, cobra as you rise, lift the heart. And then exhale, third eye to the earth. Two more. Deep breath in, breathe into the chest. Beautiful, all the way out. Taking one more, becoming so intimate with the breath that the veils fall away. Let exhale into the light of being. Toes tuck, deep breath in. Exhale, hands and knees. Come right back to downward dog, hips to the sky. And shake out the head, the neck, open and close the jaw. And just this one last breath here. And the big toes find their way to center. Right leg sweeps high as you inhale, three-legged. Look forward as you exhale, nice and slow, shoulders over wrist. Hug the knee to the nose. You're hovering, 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 and then step your right foot to the earth. Back knee drops. Find this low lunge as you inhale. We're going to interlace fingers and take a few breaths here, pressing the palms to the top of your right thigh. And so you want to find this alignment here. So we want to lift up out of our joint just a bit. And that allows us to draw the right hip back, to hug our low belly in, pull it away from the right thigh. Let the tailbone drop down towards the earth. Beautiful. Get lighter on the hands, stronger in your legs. Move the right hip back another inch and then begin to free the hands. Keep the interlace. Just bring the palms to the back of your head, right at the base of the neck. And then begin to cradle your head, and you're welcome to lean towards the sky here. Taking your head into the hands, keep that alignment in the legs. Elbows open wide, beautiful. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the chest. An expanding light. Gorgeous. One more here. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. Reach your arms to the sky, and as you exhale, wash wide. Frame your right foot. We'll take a breath in. Let your hips drop low now. Your hands can always be on blocks. As you exhale, take your hips gently back, Ardha Hanuman, right leg long, take a bow. Two more. Inhale, lunge forward. Feel free to let your hips drop a little more here. And then exhale, send your hips back. Yeah, one more deep breath in. And exhale, send the hips back. And lunge into that right knee. And this time, take an inhale, bring your hands to the heart. Keep squeezing that right hip back and then begin twisting. Try to bring the heart directly over that right hip and then prayer twist. Let that left elbow drop to the right thigh. And you're trying to draw the heart in line with the thumbs, which means we have to lift up through the chest. Take some of that weight out of the left shoulder. And let the twist come from the spine. It's that wringing out of the year past. Whatever we hold in the tissues, the muscle, the fascia of our physical body. Whatever we hold in the heart, the mind. And we welcome it in, and can we send it to the light? Taking another breath here. To release, inhale to center, and then exhale, hands frame that right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift that back leg. Big, big breath, right leg to the sky as you inhale, three-legged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the earth. A nice deep breath here as you arrive. Walk out the legs. Sigh it out with an exhale. Good. Taking one more breath here. As you inhale this time, come forward to plank. And you're welcome to stay in plank, shoulders over the wrist, right? Or slightly rounding the upper back. Reach the crown of the head back through the heels. If this is too much, take your knees to the earth. And if your low back feels safe, then you might come straight into upward dog. So keeping the toes tucked, just begin to let the hips drop. Thighs and knees are off the earth, lift up out of the shoulders. So either in plank or plank with knees to the earth, or in this upward dog with the toes tucked. A deep breath wherever you are into the chest. Sigh it out. Good. One more inhale. We're headed to downward facing dog. So if you're in this upward dog, draw the belly in first, chin to chest, lead with the hips all the way back, downward facing dog. And together we walk out our legs, take a breath in, and a full sigh out. Good, big toes touch. Left leg to the sky as you inhale. Again, slow, slow, slow as you exhale with that connection, breath and body, shoulders over wrist, step all the way through low lunge. Back knee to the earth. I'm going to interlace the fingers, bring the palms to the top of that left thigh here. We're going to take a little lift out of our joints. So as you press down with the palms, you rise up out of the hip. And it creates space for the left hip to draw back. And belly moves away from the left thigh. Beautiful. Then get lighter on the hands. Keep drawing that left hip back. As you free the palms, bring them behind the head. And you make this cradle for the neck. Getting longer through the spine, you might begin to open your chest towards the sky. Belly hugs in, breath to the heart. Creating heat and strength, that fire in our body, let it come into the light of our heart. And the light that knows no right, no wrong. One more here. Good. Inhale, rise up, free your arms. Take an exhale, sweep them to the earth. Feel free to let the hips go here a little further. You're welcome to use blocks. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman, send your hips back as you fold. And two more, your breath. Inhale, lunge forward. Exhale, hips back. Beautiful. One more in your time. Good. Lunge forward. Draw that left hip back. Take an inhale, hands to the heart. Begin to twist. So stay lifted first. It'll help you get the twist in the spine here. And then lower that right elbow down towards the left thigh. Stay lifted in your heart. Beautiful. Try to draw the thumbs to the heart. Lift the heart to the thumbs. And this is squeezing out. It's this rinsing out. That which has been stored in the tissues of our body and the tissues of our mind, our heart. And sending it up to the center of the chest. Last breath here. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee. Inhale, left leg all the way to the sky. Downward facing dog, step to the earth. A nice breath, walk out the legs, bend one knee and then the other. Inhale, come forward to plank. As you exhale, knees to the earth, resist the floor, chest and chin lower. Legs long, one breath, cobra as you rise. And then exhale, take your elbows wide, soften the forehead to the hands. Legs can stay long here, bend your knees, windshield wipe the feet side to side. And a deeper breath in, all the way out. Good. Let the legs come long. Take your right arm out from the shoulder. We're going to turn our palm down towards the earth. I'm going to bring your right ear towards the mat and then take a roll over to the right hip. And so if you have a shoulder injury, you might stay here, bend your left knee, bring it in front of you to the earth. You can just let that left elbow, rest in front of you. If you'd like to come farther, you keep rolling to your right hip. As you're rolling to the outer edge of that right hip, left knee to the sky. And you can plant your left foot to the earth, maybe behind that right leg, if you can. And then gently open into that right shoulder. If it's safe and there is space, you might take the left hand back to meet the right. It's not more or less yoga wherever you are. So find that place that's safe for your body. And then invite your awareness down to the heart, down to the chest. Coming back to that light, maybe there's a color, a sound, a sensation. Thinking back to the year past. And that gratitude for the lessons learned and the wisdom gained. Beautiful. One more here. And then exhale, come through center, roll all the way to the belly. Take the pads of our fingers to the earth, elbows to the sky, tops of your feet root down. Inhale, cobra, come as high or low as you'd like. Exhale, third eye to the earth. Two more. Inhale, gentle wave through the spine, lowering as you exhale. Taking one more, that deep connection of body and breath, rise up. Beautiful, slowly lower down, left ear to the earth. Let that left arm slide out from the shoulder, palm faces down. As you roll to the left hip, you might slide that right knee in front of you and stay there. Or you continue rolling to the outer edge of your left hip now, right knee to the sky. And you can step that right foot down. Maybe it comes behind the left leg. And as you roll open into that left shoulder, there might be space to take the right hand back to meet the left. Not more or less, wherever you are. I recently heard a teacher use the phrase Corona Devi, which means goddess Corona, right? Referring to this time, this era, even this virus is a teacher. And so, what have we learned? What have we unearthed? The pain, the beauty from this past year? And can we hold it in that light of our heart? Good. The last breath here. And then winding back to the belly. Again, pads of fingers to earth, feet root hip distance. Inhale, cobra, rise up. Exhale, slowly back down. Right, 2 more, this gentle wave with your breath. Then that last one, rise up. Exhale all the way down. Good, hands in by the ribs, tuck your toes. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands and knees to downward facing dog. Take your hips to the sky. And look forward, and we're gonna walk all the way to the top of our mat. And you're welcome to tippy toe your way, bending your knees as much as you need, coming as slowly as you can. When you arrive, feet hip distance, take hold of opposite elbows and find a little sway side to side. Beautiful. Another few breaths here. Opening that space through the back body, the backs of the legs, the space of the sacrum, the kidneys, the lungs, and all the way down the spine to the space of our brain, letting the mind get heavy. Yeah, beautiful. One more here. And release your hands. Take a bend of your knees. We're going to reverse swan dive. So sweep the arms wide, rise all the way up. And as you exhale, samasti tahi, hands to prayer at the heart. Generous breath in. You're welcome to take a sigh as you let it out. One more here. Deep breath. All the way out. Beautiful. Sweep your arms towards the sky as you inhale. Swan dive. Exhale, arms sweep wide, forward fold all the way down. Big breath, halfway lift, look forward, fingers to shin. So really rise through the heart. Exhale, belly hugs in and we fold. And take just one more halfway lift, fingers to shin, reach through the heart. Exhale, belly draws in and we fold. Good. Bend your knees. Let the fingers support you as you step the left foot back. We're coming to warrior two. So spin that back heel flat and then roll open to the side of your mat. Beautiful. Lean into your front knee and take a peek. You should be able to see the right big toe. So if you can't, press that right knee back. And then hug the thighs together. So it's like you're trying to draw the earth closer towards you, right? Belly hugs in. Take that deep, deep breath. Good. As you exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow underneath the right, coming to eagle with the hands. Either back of the palms touch or you wrap the front of the palms together. Good. And then lean in, rebend that right knee. Good. Take a big breath in, sweep your fingers towards the sky. And then as you exhale, send the hips back, bow forward any amount. Maybe the fingers tap the earth. Inhale, rise back up, fingers to sky, bring the hips forward. Exhale, stay long in the spine, hips descend back as you sweep forward, bow forward. Right, inhale, rise up, right? To Corona Devi, to that goddess Corona, which is really just life here to teach us. Exhale, bow forward, last one, right? Thank you all that this year has brought. And inhale, rise up, release the arms, exhale, lean in a little more. Good, take a reverse last breath, left arm back, right arm to sky. And then as you exhale, windmill your hands down. And we're gonna frame our right foot, so lift that back heel. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, you're gonna lengthen your right leg, stay lifted on that back heel. And two more. Lunge into that right knee, breathe in. Exhale, right leg long, stay lifted on the back heel. One more here, breathe in, lift through the heart. Exhale, hips to stop. Good. Lunge forward. Drop the back knee down. Untuck the back toes. And as you exhale, welcome to come to Ardha Hanuman, right? And your hands can be on blocks here. So our hips stack over that back knee. Right leg is long. Fingers can be to blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can always take your hands to the hips and just work on balance here, bending the right knee, even if you need. And this is a wonderful place to take a few breaths, maybe melting over that right leg. If you'd like to work your way towards full Hanuman asana or splits pose, you might take that support here, whether it's a pillow or a block. And as you begin to slide that right leg forward, you can take your support underneath that right hip. And if you are hovering in space, it's nice to have the support because it tells our muscles it's okay to let go, right? Something to sink into. And if you're all the way down on the earth, you're welcome to take a forward fold, bowing over the right leg. Mhm. Wherever you are in this shape, in this pose, generous breath. Even when it feels like we're being stretched in all directions, pulled in all directions, like so much of 2020 has felt, can we still come back to that light? Right? Can we let the veil drop the stories of the mind? Can we even let go of the labels of right or wrong, good or bad? And can we simply be, right? Pranayam, to be so intimate with the breath that the mind simply dissolves. And what is left is light, light of simply being. Savoring these last few moments here. Beautiful. And if you've taken that fold, I'm just gonna lift yourself up. We're gonna come back towards this lunge position. So if you're in Ardha Hanuman, you can just lunge your way forward. We'll come to meet you. If you're here on the earth, please move slowly. Maybe you have support, you want to slide it away. You'll pass back through Ardha Hanuman. So you're taking your hips over the left knee, and then we'll all meet lunging into the right knee. Yeah. Good. Fingertips to the earth in front of you. We're coming out that same way we came in, although we're exiting a little differently. So lift that back knee. Yeah. Fingers forward. Take a big breath in. And then you're going to leap to standing on that right leg. Right? Lengthen everything out. Fingers can be to blocks. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bend both of your knees. Draw to a little ball. And two more. Inhale. So it's warrior three. Left toes point down to the ground. Exhale, hug everything in. Okay, one more big breath here. Knees to the nose. This time, step your left foot all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the spine. Look with the heart. Exhale, belly hugs in and you fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, belly draws in. Good. Halfway lift. Last time, look forward. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, fingertips to earth. I'm going to step that right foot back. Drop the heel flat. Warrior two on the left side. So roll open to the side of the mat. Beautiful. As you arrive here, find that alignment. Okay, so our back foot is parallel to the back of our mat. Lean to the front knee. Take a peek for the big toe if needed. Press the left knee back. And then draw the earth in, right? As if you could invite life in. Fill the heart with breath. Deep inhale. Easy exhale. And take another one here. Beautiful. Let that right arm sweep now behind the left, crossing at the elbows, coming into that eagle arm. Back of the hands touch, maybe front of the palms, and then lean into the left knee a little more. Beautiful. So get lighter, get longer. Let the inhale lift you up, fingers to sky. Exhale, send the hips back so we stay long in the spine, not rounding here. Maybe the fingers come down to the earth. Two more. Inhale your breath, rise up. Right? That exhale, bow forward. Right? Honoring this year past for all it has taken and also all it has given. Right? Just like Ganesh, the placer and the remover of obstacles. Sometimes we need them in our path to grow. Right? As you breathe in at the top, release your arms. Exhale, sink in, warrior two. Taking this final breath to reverse, right fingertips back, left arm to the sky. As you exhale, windmill all the way down. Frame your left foot, lift the back heel. Take an inhale, lengthen through the heart. Exhale, modified pyramid. The left leg is long, we're high on the back heel. Two more, lunge in as you inhale. Lengthen hips to sky as you exhale. Beautiful, one more, deep breath in. Exhale, hips to sky. Good. Lunging forward, let the back knee drop down. You're gonna come towards Ardha Hanuman. This is a wonderful place as the hips stack over the back knee to find support. And that might be blocks or books underneath the hands. Might be hands to the hips as you work on the balance with our core. Left knee can bend as you need. You can stay in this shape, Ardha Hanuman. If you're working towards that full expression, left leg slides forward, and this is where we find support as needed. We're working to square our hips towards the front of our mat. So if you are hovering in space or the hips are wonky, try to find a little support so that you can stay in balance. If you're all the way towards the floor and you'd like to take that fold over the left leg, feel free. In this pose, while it might feel intense, maybe just at first, maybe the whole time, right? Can we soften to the edge? Sometimes it's those places of discomfort where we ultimately find our greatest growth. And the crack is where the light gets in. As so many spiritual teachings say. And so maybe there's a tenderness from this year, a place where 2020 has cracked you wide open. And can we honor that place with light, with breath, with love? Or it might just be the greatest teaching of our life. These last few breaths here. And taking that last final breath wherever you are. Fold forward, rise gently up. If you're in Ardha Hanuman, feel free to lunge forward. We're coming to meet you, right? If you've come towards this full expression, you'll lift gently, gently, moving any support you might have, right? Shifting the hips back and then a lunge forward, right? So we're taking our back knee up, fingers in front of you, reach, reach long. Take a nice big breath in and then leap into that left leg. Come to stand on the left leg, right? Big breath in, expand everything out. Exhale, bend the knees to the nose. Two more, inhale, right leg long, toes flex to the earth. Exhale, knees to the nose. One more deep, deep breath. Step the right foot all the way down. Take an inhale, halfway lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, deeply fold. Now one more, inhale, fingertips meet the shins, lift the heart. Forward fold as you exhale. Good. Knees bend, arms wide, reverse swan dive, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, samastiti, he, hands to heart. Bring one hand to the chest, place the second hand on top of that one. Soften the knees, lifted through the spine. And that deep breath here to fill that light in the heart, that light in the chest. Beautiful. And then exhale, you're going to release the hands. I'm going to come towards a standing camel variation. So you're welcome to turn the fingertips down. It's a little softer for most people in the wrists and the shoulders. Right? Feet stay hip distance. If there is space to turn your fingers up towards the shoulders, then you'll rotate them towards the sky. And be mindful that you're not pushing the belly forward, but that we stay engaged in our core. Right? Nice bend in our knees. So we're not shoving into our low back, but rather we're lifting up through the heart. And you might stay here, simply lifting straight up, tailbone drops down a bit. Yeah. If there's space to come a little farther, then you'll open your chest towards the sky. Please be mindful of your low back. Beautiful, deep breath in, all the way out. And another one here, deep breath in, all the way out. Good, inhale, rise up. Nice and slow, bend your knees on an exhale, slide the hands down to the backs of the ankles. It's like you're sitting in a chair, belly to the thighs, look forward. And then as you exhale, lengthen your legs, keep drawing the chest towards the legs. Three more, inhale, bend your knees, sit low, lift the heart forward. Exhale, lengthen your legs, keep hugging your belly towards the thighs. Yeah. Two more, your breath. Inhale, no rush. Beautiful. Exhale, nice and long. Last one. Good. You can inhale this time as you Sit the hips. We're going to come all the way down. So you'll need to release the hands. Maybe they reach forward or maybe they come down to help you as you find your way to the earth. Good. Let the hands float behind you. Windshield wipe your knees right and left, left and right. Beautiful. And then letting the soles, the feet find their way together. Knees open wide. You're welcome to take peace sign fingers to the big toes. If you feel like you need support, you're welcome to sit up on a blanket or a bolster. You might even fold the back of your mat under the sit bones. And you can stay tall. And if you'd like to forward fold, lead with the heart. Letting that hinge come from the hips rather than the low spine. If you have blocks, you can always stack them in front of you, finding a nice shelf to rest the head. Deep breath in and out. Maybe there's a lesson you've learned from this past year, something harvested or gained. And honoring that with generous breath for these last few here. You might find a sigh on this last breath out. Inhale, lengthening, slowly, slowly rise up. And you let the knees come towards the sky. Just a nice seated cat-cow. So exhale, drop the chin to the chest. As you inhale, take the knees wide, let the heart pulse forward. And the exhale, gently round chin to chest. Take two more in your own breath. And the last one here. Beautiful. We're going to come all the way down to our backs. So you're welcome to roll yourself down. If you need to shift, please feel free. Just taking your time onto your back, knees to the chest, and again, this little rock side to side. Maybe finding our way to a twist. And so you might take a simple shape here. It's by no means simple, but simply stacking the knees one on top of the other. Let the knees fall left, your chest open back to the right. You can always take support between the thighs or under the knees. If you'd like a different variation with the legs, you might come to eagle, crossing the right knee over the left, and then letting the knees descend to the left and the chest back to the right. Again, using support as you need under the leg. With whatever shape you've taken with the legs, let the shoulders roll open and back. Just to draw the breath in and send the breath out. To fill the space in the chest, returning again and again to that sensation of light. Last two breaths here. On your next exhale, you'll unwind yourself. Come back to center. You're welcome to keep the knees to the chest as you rock side to side. You might find happy baby. Maybe you want to shake out the legs. Just taking a few breaths to release. And then either bringing the knees to stack, letting them fall towards the right, and letting the chest open back to the left. Or take eagle with the legs, crossing that left knee on top of the right, and letting the knees come again to the right. Widen the shoulder blades to the earth. And this final rinsing out, this wringing out. And even as we come to the close of our calendar year, might we find this simple shift in perspective? Might we hold space for all that this year has offered? Might we even see this year as a teacher, a guru, one who brings light? Even if sometimes it cracks us open to let the light in. So these last two breaths just for you, just to be in the light that you are. And your next exhale, no rush, beginning to unwind this shape, uncross the leg. Draw yourself slowly back to center. You're welcome to hug the knees in. Maybe you find happy baby. You also might stretch the legs out. And this for these final 30 seconds, maybe a minute, any last movement you need, any final stretch. Or you might come down to a long shavasana. If you need any support for this final resting shape, maybe you'd like to take that bolster pillows back underneath the spine. Maybe instead you'd like to take it under the backs of the knees. A pillow, something to cover the eyes, even a blanket. As you land and arrive to this final resting shape. And in that gesture of arriving, a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of the practice, letting go of the mind. And as you let yourself drift, I'll share a poem called Kindness. And you can just allow the words to wash over you as you rest. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment, like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved. All this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you. How he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows, and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the whole world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend. Slowly, slowly drawing your awareness into that space of the heart, into that center of our chest, and to feel that light, that splendor, that radiance, and the radiance that has the spirit and the capacity to melt grief, to melt bitterness, anger, until only kindness remains. And taking that breath in and all the way out, waking the fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles, to gently find a stretch awake. And as you're ready, a roll to one side and press to any comfortable seat. And just meeting in that gesture of togetherness, of wholeness, deep, deep gratitude. Mm, Gratitude for this year past, And the year that lies ahead, may we walk the path from that place of our heart, from that light of our heart. May all beings know peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.